Spiritual Teaching 331. Love each other. 1. Whoever doubts his communication through human understanding is as if denying his condition of being superior among other creatures. It is as if he denied his own spirit and did not want to realize the spiritual and mental level that he has reached through endless trials, bitterness, and struggles. 2. To deny that I communicate through your understanding or your spirit is to deny yourself and to take the place of the lower creatures. 3. Who does not know that man is the Son of God? Who does not know that in himself he carries a spirit? Then why not think that between the Father and his children there must be one or some ways to communicate between them? 4. If I am intelligence, I seek you through your understanding. If I am spirit, I look for you through your spirit. But how will those who deny my communication understand and accept this truth if they never have wanted to look at me and know me as a spirit? In their hearts, they have embodied many erroneous beliefs, such as thinking that I am a divine being in human form who must be represented with symbols and images to communicate with me through them. 5. In the course of the centuries, humanity that has sought me thus has become accustomed to the silence of its images and forms before which they pray and offer rites, and the idea has come to form in his heart that no one is worthy to look at, hear, or feel God. By saying that I am infinitely tall to approach men, they believe they give me a tribute of admiration, and they are wrong, because whoever says that I am too big to look at creatures so small as man is, that is an ignorant who is denying the most beautiful thing that my spirit has revealed: humility. 6. If you believe in Christ, if you maintain that you are Christians, you should not feed such absurd ideas as thinking that you are unworthy for your Lord to draw near to you. Do you forget that precisely your Christian faith is it founded on that proof of divine love when the Word of God became man? What more approximation, palpable and human, could you ask of me? What communication more available to sinful and carnal men, dark in spirit and closed in understanding, than the one in which I made them hear my divine voice translated into human word? 7. That was the greatest proof of love, humility, and piety towards men, which I came to seal with blood, so that you would be eternally aware that no one is unworthy of me, since certainly by those who the most lost were in the mud, in darkness, and in vices, I came to humanize my word and to pour out the sap of my blood. 8. Why then the same people who believe in all that now deny my presence and communication? By what are they trying to argue that this is not possible? Because God is infinite and man is very short, very small, and very unworthy, they say? Truly I tell you, whoever denies my communication of this time will be denying my presence in the world in that second era, and also will be denying my love and my humility. 9. You sinners, it is natural that in your sin you feel estranged from me. Instead, I feel that the more mistakes you make, and the more you stay in your spirit, the more I need to get closer to you, to give you light, to heal you, and make you safe. 10. I knew that when I returned to communicate with my children, many would deny me, and that is why, from that time, I announced my return. But at the same time, I gave to understand that my presence would be in spirit. But if it is I you doubt, turn to the testimony of those 4 disciples who wrote my words in the Gospels. 11. How was I to return to the world as a man and shed my blood again? Would be like my work and my sacrifice of that time sterile, and it would be as much as to judge that from then until now, humanity has not evolved at all spiritually. 12. I knew that despite your materialism of this time, deep down in your being, I would have to find the evolved spirit, and for that reason my communication has now been spiritual. 13. Here I am, in spirit, from the luminous cloud, sending you my word, humanizing it through these spokespersons, as a preparatory lesson for that communication to which all of you will have to reach, the communication from spirit to spirit. 14. I have brought you this message translated into human words on the lips of my spokesman, so that later, when my word has ceased, and you have taken the time to study and understand it thoroughly, go as messengers of good news to share my revelation with your brothers. 15. In addition to this message, I have sent a light directly to men that has reached the depths of their being, little by little illuminating his heart and understanding. 16. When my message comes to the world through you, you will find that truly the lands were prepared. 17. Yes, disciples, this is the time when men, without realizing it, meditate on their spiritual future, analyze what they know as divine revelations, and also intuit what their mission is, and thus, reflecting on the inner silence of his heart, they come to the understanding of many truths. 18. This is how the light has been made in many understandings, as they are discarding religious fanaticism and idolatry is losing strength in our heart. 19. Without realizing it, they open a gap towards spirituality, an unknown courage, a faith, and a superior strength have helped to overcome fears and prejudices, and as his will has been strengthened, his reasoning has been firmer, clearer, and more precise. 20. See how the light of truth reaches men, transmitted from spirit to spirit. Who can prevent the passage of this light that cannot be seen with the bodily eyes? 21. The essence and the truth that in my revelations of the past times I made you know could not be lost in books forgotten where my word was written, nor could it lose its meaning due to the fact of being altered by men. The truth is above all human smallness, and it manifests itself at all times. But its light is more clearly observed when man has reached a new, definitive, and transcendental step on his path of evolution. 22. The symbols, the parable, and the figurative sense with which the mysteries of spiritual life were revealed in the first ages will be understood in this time, when the light of a long spiritual experience will help all of you to fairly interpret the law, doctrine, prophecy, revelation, and promises. 23. My message, as a fruitful irrigation, descends on your spirit where I have deposited the divine seed of love. This is the day that you dedicate to rest from your material tasks, and in which you give your spirit the opportunity to pray calmly and meditate, thus preparing yourselves to listen to my word, that is the bread of eternal life for your spirit. 24. My task, beloved people, has the purpose of making your spirit, teaching it to inhabit higher worlds. 25. I want you to become my disciples so that you learn to feel me, as children that you are, of my spirit. Why must you not feel my presence in you, if you are of my own essence, if you are part of me? You don't feel me. Why don't you realize it? Because you lack spirituality and preparation, and how many signals or sensations you receive you attribute to material causes. It is when I tell you that, being with you, you do not perceive my presence. 26. Now I say to you, is it true that if you are part of me, it is natural for you to feel me in your being? Isn't it true that meditating on it, is it fair that your spirit comes to merge with mine? I come to discover for you the true greatness that must exist in every man, because you have been confused, and wanting to be great on earth, you have spiritually diminished. 27. You have given material values greater importance than they possess, and instead of the spiritual, you want to know nothing, and your attachment to the world has reached so much that you even fight, as much as possible, to ignore everything that I know to refer to the spiritual, for believing that this knowledge is contrary to your progress on earth. 28. I tell you that the knowledge of the spiritual does not affect the advancement of men, both morally and in their science. On the contrary, that light reveals to men an infinite wealth of knowledge that is now an unknown for their science. 29. As long as man resists rising up the ladder of spirituality, he cannot approach true greatness, that here in the bosom of his Father, he will give him the supreme happiness of being a son of God, a son worthy of my spirit, for his love, for his elevation and its knowledge. 30. Do you want to feel me, O people? Be meek and humble, and stop asking me to be with you. Be concrete to wait the moment in which it is my will to manifest myself before you. 31. I make my presence felt through this communication, through human understanding, but I must tell you that you have not obtained this manifestation by merits, but it has been my charity born of the love that I have for you, that made me approach you, to make you feel my presence. 32. I knew that you were very much in need of my messages, that in your spirit the hunger and thirst for my light, that you were in time to respond to a call from me, because the suffering on earth had purified you and had sensitized. That is why I made myself present to you in this form, making you understand that this message would only be the preparation for when you would have to seek me from spirit to spirit. Then it will no longer be my pity that moves to communicate with you, but your spiritual elevation. You will no longer be the outcast, the blind, or the insensitive to spirituality, but with full knowledge and absolute faith of what is the communication of spirit to spirit. You will do everything in your power to make yourself worthy of that grace. 33. By then you will have the light you need to let my spirit manifest through you, and make felt my presence in your thoughts, in your words and deeds. 34. Today you are like pilgrims who have wandered a long time ago, but in this time my ringing bell has called you. Some of you in a hurry have come to the source of grace, and I take pleasure in receiving my peasants, contemplating that this people is spiritualizing step by step and showing me love towards their brethren. You were the hardened rock, but the chisel of my word has carved your heart to transform it into a sanctuary. 35. From the book of my teaching, I give you one more page, so that you may carry more light, and my word may flourish in your heart. I bring you a wealth of spiritual charity for those of you who think you are in need. 36. You have turned this earthly paradise into a valley of tears. I entrusted it to you like the Garden of Eden, so that your spirit, in union with its matter, could recreate itself with everything I prepared for the well-being of the human being, so that you would savor its sweet fruits, and thus with your heart full of joy, you would be in spiritual harmony with your Father, 37. Blessed are those who, before the new dawn, have thrown off their darkness and have blessed me. I have brought you, in my word, the essence and the light, and I have separated the darkness for you, so that you may stand firm on the path that I have prepared for you. 38. You are my peasants, whom I have left to care for the seed that will later have to flourish. I have entrusted the stout tree full of foliage for the pilgrim to rest under its shade, but the gales have stripped him of its leaves, because you have been surprised by temptation when you slept. The leaves that the gales snatched from this tree, my charity gathers them, and I reform with them the foliage of its branches. 39. I have given you the fruit of this tree, and you have tasted the infinite sweetness of my divine love. Some of my peasants ruled over and have abandoned the tree that I have entrusted to them, but I continue to take care of it, because under its foliage many caravans will come to rest and feed on its fruits. 40. Blessed are those who have been strong through time and trials, who have known how to lead crowds towards me. I strengthen them, illuminate them, and cover them with my spiritual mantle from the inclement of times. I remove from his lips the cup of bitterness, so that my people may recreate each day with my word. 41. Many will come in caravans, seeking my Father's lap, seeking from the tree the fruit of life that will be sweet to your palates. I find myself waiting in them for my chosen ones, the sick and the needy. Elijah will make them present to me. They are the saddened hearts and the enslaved spirits that through time have hurried a very bitter chalice without finding consolation, and neither time nor gales will be able to destroy the tree. Its leaves will always carry the sage, and its fruits will be multiplied. 42. I have removed from my servants the darkness, the impostor. I have prepared their hearts with my divine love, and I have placed in them the peace of my spirit. I have shown you my law and the whiteness of my work, so that you can watch over its purity and clarity. 43. Many will rise up like judges and will ignore the purity of my work, and will deny the manifestation of my spirit through human understanding. But I am the power, the way, and the light, and when it has been my will, I have extended my charity like a staff, so that humanity can be sustained in it. 44. I am the one who feeds your spirit and matter, and when you are with me, the pain moves away from you, and you feel the tenderness of my love in the depths of your heart. It is also the moment when consciousness claims you and makes you be ashamed before yourselves of having lived in sin and of not having finally fulfilled your mission. 45. I have made known to you the path of spirituality, so that every day you would be stripping yourself of materiality, so that you be the ones who are at the service of my divinity, prepared to achieve communication from spirit to spirit. 46. Some troubled hearts tell me, Father, how long will war cease as announced through your prophets? And I tell you that the time of peace is indicated by my divine index. When you become spiritual, you will be like a clean mirror, and everyone who contemplates you thus prepared will have to question you, and from the first words that sprout from your lips, you will receive the love that springs from the bottom of your heart, and then you will be recognized as my disciples, and they will listen to you without getting tired. That will be the beginning of the time of peace. 47. Take care of your spiritual garment, so that it does not stain, so that it is always white, so that you are respected by your brothers. Your matter is fleeting, but your spirit belongs to eternity. That's why you must use the gifts that I have entrusted to you, so that you will die in the eternal mansion. 48. How pleasant my manifestation is to you when you know how to understand me, when your heart is like an open book in which my word is written, so that you can study and practice, so that you can give the example of humility and meekness. Whoever you find tired and burdened on the road, lift him up, strengthen him. Do not deny him what he asks, because I have given you charity. Blessed is he who lets go of what he carries in his saddlebag, because charity that he does to his brother will be multiplied. Your spirit is the possessor of a spiritual wealth that is inexhaustible every day. 49. Be like the good farmer who cultivates the seed in the fields, a seed that materially blooms and bears its fruit through man's effort. He who with faith and hope takes the tools, turns the earth, cleans the plant of the weeds, and hopes that the waters will make it flourish and produce abundant fruits for the food of humanity. 50. I have come to communicate with each other in fulfillment of a promise. My love marked a time for this communication, and time is getting shorter. While some believe, others doubt. And what should the Father do before those who have not recognized? Pain will once again purify your wickedness, and the weeds that have multiplied will once again be exterminated. 51. Understand, Israel, that you are responsible for my work. Feel the pain of those who suffer and cry in slavery in those nations. They hope that my mighty mercy can free them and give them peace. Innocence cries and is left helpless in the ways. The elders are mocked, and the maidens go astray. And so without mercy